Crimsonclad.
With me. Hello, friends. I am just seeing people starting to filter in. My name is Crimsonclad. This is Fullforce Radio. I am hoping that you guys will come hang tonight. It's good to see you. John is here. I see Jason is early. Hello, hello, hello. Is it gonna be a quiet night tonight? Are we gonna have a very chill evening? It is that lead up. It's that weird time before Christmas. Hi! It's that weird time before Christmas. People are busy and trying to figure out their shit. Otto was here early and gave me a wave before I had time. I had a way to say hi. Hi, Groff. Good to see you. So I have a fun playlist tonight, and I'm hoping you guys will come and hang out and we'll have a time because honestly, I was thinking about last week and it kind of got stuck in my head. And so I thought, okay, I've got some stuff that I want to play for you guys. I just need to be able to play it. And so you're listening on the Theta. Good. Listen wherever makes you happy. And of course, for those of you, many of you know, but some of you don't, and newbies and old bees and in between bees. Everybody alike, hey Gabe, then the reality is, you can listen or watch or participate or not, lurk, wherever you see fit. So the wonderful thing about MSP Waves is, of course, it is live social broadcasting. It's live radio. If you just want audio and you want to listen to me talk and you want great loud metal music, then that's what tonight is. But also, if you want to participate in this sort of weird social interactive live stream bullshit stuff, then we can do that too. And you can go anywhere that you consume your favorite live streams, and I'll be there because I'm everywhere. You can't escape me. It's actually really unfortunate. John says that is on Theta, so you can watch my beautiful face. Boomtown Bound, what it is. Hi, glad to have you. So here's the deal. You're trying. Good. Perfect. Fantastic. So trying is more than enough for tonight. If you're here, then that's a great thing. So here's the deal. Hey, Lamb. Hi, everybody who's slowly filtering in. Hello. The clown is here. Everyone is here. Cool. So I've got lots of stuff tonight, and I'm trying not to turn this into like a weird crim fucking thoughterly ASMR food episode. But, if you notice, I'm still in my work attire. I didn't even get to change into a metal shirt, which is very disappointing. I know. I'm sorry. I'm aware that I'm a piece of shit. Ron's been trying to escape me. He's trying to quit me, but he can't. Stace is here. Your beautiful face. Stace, what a babe. So let's continue on. And let me talk to you about what I'm going to do tonight. But so like I said, I don't want it to turn into a thoughterly ASMR weird, social eating live stream. But since I raced home from work and since I've been so tired and things have been so long, if you guys are here every week for the metal shows or the tech shows, then you'll know I often share a bit of my life with you guys. Things have been rough recently. There's a lot of people in my life who are experiencing health stuff, and things at work are pretty busy. And it's like, I'm happy that things are going relatively well, but I'm often tired and a disaster. So tonight you get, work, wear, Crim. And also, Crim who stopped for, many of you love to tease a Canadian. Crim who stopped for poutine on the way home. What do you think about that? So I'm not going to eat into the microphone. We're not going to do any of that bullshit. But just a reminder, fucking Canada, eh? Am I still blind and confused? Yes, I actually do have glasses here today, and I will put them on. But poutine, it's delicious. Cheese curds, gravy, fries. Fuck yeah. If you guys ever wonder why I am not like a skinny fucking fitness bathing suit hot tub streamer, that's why. And then, of course, because it is the beginning of the night, we're going to do one of these as well. Who doesn't need a stout every now and again? Stout is also what I am. So let's talk about tonight's show, shall we? Let's talk about it. So tonight, hey, Crystal, lots of people wandering on in. I'm so glad to see all of you guys. It's fucking cool and shit, man. It's fucking cool and shit. So I want to talk a little bit about tonight's show. So last week, for whatever reason, I remember towards the end of the night, we were talking about, Viking Adventure is drinking with a bunch of older people, office, parents. Hey, as long as you're drinking, I applaud you. So yeah, last week, somehow towards the end of the show, as I was playing a last couple of tracks, we were talking a little bit about drumming that I really enjoy. And I was telling you guys how I really especially like syncopation. I like these galloping tongue. Hey! I haven't seen Johnny in a while. Not at a show anyways. I go to Johnny's shows when I can. But thank you. I'm a hottie today. I love it. Thanks. And I'll put my glasses on here. So what I want to do tonight is I want to play you some good tracks. I want to play you some tracks that are percussion heavy. And these, it would be really easy to redo a whole nother best drum tracks in metal. Yeah, totally. Leave the glasses off. Ron says, leave the glasses off while you eat the poutine. It's kind of my thing. Well, just wait till I tell you about my experience prepping for tonight's show. So here's the deal. I wanted to put together a show that had a lot of tracks that had drumming that I really enjoy. So it would be too easy to go down the whole list of classic metal or best drummers in metal or best drum solos in metal. And it's kind of like, it would be too simple, right? Just a little too easy. So instead, I've picked songs that are drum-centric. Now, whether or not it's a big solo, it might just be a type of drumming. And for me, like I said, those usually like floor toms or clean toms, this is syncopated driving rhythmic beats, whether they're, drums calling you to war, or they are the sound of your heart thumping in the darkness or whatever. This is what makes metal great. And so I have a wide array of tracks tonight with great drums in them. Just drums that I like. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So here's the deal. I was trying to come up with like a title for the show or like a funny tagline to send out. And Twitch was having none of the drum puns, friends. Everything I tried to send out, it was mad at. And I can't imagine why. I originally wanted to call the show Banging and Screaming. Didn't like that. Hey, 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆 is back again. 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆 𝖊𝖕𝖆. I could say your name without a stupid accent, but what would that wouldn't be fun. So banging and screaming. Twitch was not a fan of banging and screaming. Gabe says expecting at least one 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆 track. You are absolutely fucking correct, sir. Good. You know me very well. Excellent. Yeah, we're gonna have 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆. We want to feel these drums in your chest. But I tried some other things. And so I thought tonight we might come up with some different types of taglines for the show because Twitch immediately threatened me for everything that I tried. Banging and screaming? Nope. Drums for your bums. Didn't like that either. Isn't that strange? Anything with beats in it. It turns out I wanted to do it's a whole thing. I wanted to try Beat Me Harder, Daddy. Nope. Slap These Skins Raw. Nope. Didn't like that. Masterful Poundings. Nope. Absolutely not. So in general, drum related puns gonna be difficult to sneak one by the old safety first censorship bots out there on the streaming websites. But I thought we could do that tonight because it sure is fun. And it turns out, holy cow, describing drumming in metal and beyond is rude. It's very rude. It's incredibly rude. And that's fun. So a thumper-a-thon. Yeah, absolutely. So I have lots of stuff for you tonight, and I have a lot of tracks. I was trying to fit in some new tracks. I'm guessing we're going to have to shave the playlist down a little bit, but I want to eat the poutine. I want to listen to loud metal. You are here for the same things. You will live vicariously through me for masterful poundings. And as long as all of you ask to be beaten harder over the course of the night, we will continue to play some good music. So let's do it. I have so much good stuff tonight. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to start with a track that I love and I often play for you guys, and I don't fucking care. It's a band called 𝖱𝖚𝖑𝖑𝖋𝖔𝖗, and I really, really enjoy them because they make sort of like ridiculous power metal that's sort of like video game tinged. They do a lot of concept. Crimsonclad's Poundathon. I need a pop filter for how much we're going to be saying pound tonight. So 𝖱𝖚𝖑𝖃𝖋𝖔𝖗 is this like power metal band, and they often write these concept albums like the Vampire Cowboy Western album, or, you know, they're kind of nerdy, but they make really great music. And there's a specific track that I often play for you guys because it's one of my faves. It's just a total earworm. It's called Things We Believe In, and it has some video game references. But so 𝖱𝖚𝖑𝖃𝖋𝖔𝖗 is kind of a reference to the Order of Fear. It's like a sort of religious terror element. They're good fun. But so I want to play a track called Things We Believe In just to start, and play some Soundgarden. Nah. Go to a clown show for that. So I'm going to play this track, and I'm going to start off with Things We Believe In. And then we will kind of see where the night takes us, because I have lots of hard, lots of fast, lots of these galloping toms, a bunch of bands you've probably never heard of, quite a few different Iron Maiden covers. And I get the feeling I'm not going to get to play a lot of the new music that I want to play for you guys. So we'll see how much metal I can play and how much motherfucking poutine I can consume. And we'll get things started. So I'm going to play you the Things We Believe In. It's one of my sing-along tracks. What can I say? My name is Crimsonclad. This is Fullforce Radio. If you're here for heavy metal, good. If you're here for fuckery, also good. These are all we want. These are all we get. You know, fuck around and find out. It's Fullforce Radio on MSP Waves. Maybe. Yes! There you go. Okay, so I mentioned to you guys, one of the things that I find so awesome about metal is those sort of like toms, these galloping toms. Also, Otto says he's glad that I'm not a skinny, thin, athletic streamer. Yay! Listen, body by Canadian poutine. So that kind of gets the night going, because here's the deal. I want more of these sort of galloping drums. I'm going to try and get my hair out of my face so that when I eat, nobody's going to be like, ew, I just saw her eat hair on stream. That would be unfortunate. So my name is Crimsonclad, and tonight's show is all about drumming, and I was trying to think of a great name for this show, but as I said, Twitch really didn't want me to put Beat Me Harder Daddy in the title. Or anything else, to be realistic. What can I say? Masterful Poundings as well was not out there. But so in the, it is a rad song. Thank you, Crystal. It's fucking good. 𝖱𝖏𝖑𝖋𝖔𝖗, they like to make these concept albums, and that particular album called To the End is all very like wintry. So it's kind of a good fit with tonight's show, not just because of those cool, right? Like the drums that I like. It's also this whole sort of dystopian end of the world, nuclear winter, like power armor laden concept album. But so everybody in chat is, instead of talking about poutine, are talking about poontang. So if I get cut off the air on any of the normal, like, standard streaming stations, you know why. Cheers to chat, because now everybody is debating the merits of poutine versus poontang and which is healthier for you to eat. Since I'm here on stream and I am hungry for food and nutrition, I'm going to eat poutine. And you guys can continue debating about whether or not poontang should be eaten. And it should be, but maybe not on stream tonight, here, right now. Alrighty, so that, I really like 𝖱𝖏𝖑𝖋𝖔𝖗. So we'll see how we get through tonight, but that is also kind of a lead into next week. So here's the deal. Next week is the last show before Christmas. I'm really excited. Who doesn't want a metal Christmas show? We always have Megadeth pooting in. Okay, all right. Megadeth, you are supposed to be here. Johnny, listen, I'm glad to have all of you. Chat is bumping tonight. It seems like there's people across a lot of different listening and watching venues. I'm glad to have you. So here's the deal. The wintry theme, I have done a bunch of Christmas shows. It's been like 5 years. 5 years. Gabe says he'll eat either of them as long as there's cheese curds involved. Now listen, from a female perspective, and thinking of the genitalia that often will end up in my mouth, cheese in that region. There's nothing about this chat is safe. Let's just move on. But not so much what I would be hoping for myself. Cheese in the poutine. Head in the game, drums on the ears. Okay, so let's just keep on keeping on. Okay, so next week, instead of doing the traditional Christmas show, because I've done that like years and years and years and years in a row, next week it's going to be the 23rd. It's going to be the night before Christmas. And all through the house, Crimsonclad is going to be reinterpreting Christmas carols. That's all you need to know. I am working on a... Yes, Megadeth, yes. I'm going to be working on a playlist that's reinterpreting a Christmas carol instead of just playing the same Christmas tracks. It's not that I don't like Christmas metal music. Obviously I do. But we've done a lot of it, so it's time to shake things up a little. So this sort of wintry jam that's going on is going to carry into some of the fun surprise theme for next week. And that'll be like the last show before Christmas. So you got to come. You got to come hang. You know, cheese or no cheese. I don't discriminate. Maybe a little bit. A tiny bit. You know, let's continue on. So I want to play some by a band called Moonspell. And I have shared some Moonspell stuff with you before. I'm a huge fan. They've been around for like 30 years. It's not going to be Crimmy's Krampus Christmas. No. Although I do solemnly swear here and now on Santa's Jingle Balls that I will play Naughty Christmas, because we have to play Naughty Christmas. It's a song about the Krampus, and the Krampus is about as metal as you can get. Yes, we will play one Krampus song because it has to be played. And I do. I hate Richard Cheese. I hate Richard Cheese so much in all aspects of the world. Fucking Richard Cheese. Okay, so yes, 𝖊𝖐𝖆. And 𝖊𝖐𝖆, I was thinking about all the great shows you've seen recently. I went to see Swallow of the Sun last night, which was banging, but we'll talk a little bit about shows as we go on. Hey, Julia, thanks for joining, because the world is going insane again, and there's more that's happening. So we'll have to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about it next week. But so I want to play you guys some Moonspell. Obviously, I'm a huge fan. And I've talked a little bit about them and their Portuguese heritage. And we've played some of their music, including some of their tracks that reference like one of these big Portuguese disasters in the earthquake of, I don't even remember what year it is, like 1842 or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Just important history. Forget that noise. So I want to play you a track by Moonspell that is not one that gets played very often in terms of like, you know, this kind of thing. But it's got 1755, 1842, 1996. When are we not in the midst of a crisis is the real question. So without being horrifically offensive to anyone who may be Portuguese, I'm going to play something off an album called The Antidote. You just found out Allegiant and Blackground Initiate are playing the Rickshaw in March. Correct. I have tickets. And actually that's a rescheduled show, but I'm a huge Allegiant fan, so I'm very excited for that. So let's play this Moonspell track. And again, The Antidote, whether or not you want to take that as topical for today's world, apply directly to the forehead, do as you will. I'm going to play this. It's a track called The Southern Death Style. So this is off quite an early album of theirs, if you want to call it that, from 2003. So this is probably something that you haven't heard before, and that is what I love to do. I love to find tracks and put them in your ears. This is very sort of drum-centric. We will move on. I'm going to try to power through as much of this music as we can tonight, but I think it's going to be a rough one. And I plan to eat a lot of poutine, get really drunk, and give you all a good pounding. like them apples. There you go. So, Moonspell. Yes, agreed. Julia, he has a fantastic voice. And so, Moonspell started off as kind of a gothic-y sort of melodeath band. And so they have some songs where his clean singing is, ooh, it's a panty dropper. Very deep, very sensual, very dark and mysterious, and all of the good things that you would like. In your everything. So lots more people are joining us. If I haven't said hi to you, it's because I'm a giant dingus. But I'm giving you all just a masterful pounding tonight. And like I said, as long as everybody drops a beat me harder daddy in the chat, you can call me daddy. I accept. I'm eating poutine. I'm playing tracks with great drums. So Vaquero had a big flex in chat. You got to actually chat with him. So here's the deal. When I saw Moonspell last, I could not get a chance to see them in Vancouver. They actually skipped Vancouver, so I flew to Montreal, and I ended up actually seeing them again with some listeners / fans / blockchain people. No, I never disown Julia for not going to a metal show with me. I go and I will just vicariously live for her the metal show experience. But yes, and that was so amazing. So I went with 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖆, who, we met through this whole thing. And it was quite funny because everybody was chill. Seb and some of the guys that we went to the show with stayed up in the general admission area. And Elaine and I went down into the pit, and we were trying to get people started in the pit, which was hilarious. Good times. So, that is basically a great example of all the tracks of tonight. And you're going to find, much as Jebediah, good old Johnny, had to say, these toms, these sort of, whether it's floor or raised or whatever, these non-distorted, just it's the driving backbone of metal. And, often people expect that really, really fast, the fast floor, or, super blast beat snares or whatever, just fast is the core of metal. And it's not necessarily so. So, all of the tracks on tonight's playlist have a bit of that kind of feel to it, and we'll see how far we can get. So yeah, I totally agree, Vaquero. One of my favorite things to do is to kind of just hang around, especially at the rickshaw near the door to the green room, and when the band comes out, often they do their own merch, or they just want to hang out and have a beer. If you're polite and you just walk up and, offer to buy them a drink or shoot the shit or give them a compliment, most of them want to hang out with you. They want to meet you. They are super cool, and it is so enjoyable. It's so enjoyable to be able to share with an artist how much fun you're having while they're doing their thing, and they're having fun too. So yeah, Jeb, I hear you. So Johnny's saying, yeah, you got a touch of anxiety since your stroke, and that's a hard thing for a musician. You know what? I think in general, managing that idea of like crazy people screaming at you, good and bad, and going out on a stage in front of everyone and, exerting yourself and putting yourself out there for judgment, I think it's pretty fair. And I think you're great. So you keep at it. You will get there, my man. But either way, I'm glad that you come and you share yourself with us, even for streams and with your music anyhow. So let's do some more drums. And, if the Southern Death style wasn't Ron enough, well, he's restarting the bot for the people who are listening in Discord. Everybody else will continue on. We could still think up a couple more drum puns, but like I said, it turns out that anything to do with hitting or beating or pounding or slapping, that kind of thing. Oof, goodness, camera, get your shit together. That sort of thing is like, Twitch doesn't like it. And most streaming platforms don't like it. I don't understand why I can't blast out to thousands of people something like, beat me harder, daddy. That's bullshit. But with that being said, we play by the rules. We'll keep all the puns, and I will put them all into the post later on and share it after. So don't worry about that. Considering that Ron, Southern Death style makes me think of Ron a little bit, but also System of a Down is a band that always makes me think of Ron. And they have a track that's really short, but that kind of fits into tonight's playlist. So I thought I'd squeak it in here before we talked a little bit more Because it's Christmas and all, what about the little drummer boy? No, but a good suggestion for sure. Absolutely. So let me do this. Let me play a track called No. Not no as in not consent, but no. All knowing. I'm going to play some System of a Down. He's surprised by this. I like System of a Down. Again, I often like things that are more like B-sides. So I'm going to play this off of System of a Down, self-titled album. It's called No, It's a Real short track. And then we come back. We will move through a bunch of weird shit that you've probably never heard of. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So grab your bevies, whether they're alcoholic or otherwise. But alcoholic is good. Turn your music up real loud. Dance a little. When you have an episode about drumming, there just needs to be a lot of movement, okay? So just embrace that. Do it. Go with it. Be here with me in the moment for Full Force Radio, okay? I'm going to eat the poutine. You're going to hear the drums. Things are going to be full force. It's a good thing. Just let it happen. Just let it take you away.
Think you know why? Go! Books all say different things while people flap their yellow wings. Dinosaur, being a horse, life in almost everything. Sheep that ran up from the herd, maybe them, now it's a bird. Able to fly, able to die, able to fuck your mother's heart. You never think you know. Ever think you know why? You know
why? There you go. System of a Down, a perfect fit for tonight's show. My name is Crimsonclad, and this is Full Force Radio. I see lots of people hopping in. Yes. So there are jokes flying back and forth in the chat. A ton of cool drumming gifs, first of all. Cool. And so the jokes were, pounding some skin with my stick, and I was like, oh no, sticks, man, sticks. We got a couple, but rightly so. Def Leppard, if you are the Def Leppard, if you are the Def Leppard drummer, then it's true. You don't even have a rim shot. It's just boom. There's no ch. Some of you may not know. Def Leppard drummers only has one arm, so just metal facts. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so yeah, tonight I'm playing just fun drum tracks. And, it's so easy to go out there and put together another metal show of it's been done to death. Hard rock, hard metal, classic metal, best drumming tracks. Some of the low-hanging fruit out there is new tech death, because of course there are insane tech death and progressive drummers who are so technically proficient. And everything is about being faster and faster and more tight and perfect. And that's great. And I love that too. And there's a place for that for sure. But there's something to be said for these tracks of mine that these are things that I listen to on a day-to-day basis that every now and again the drums get going. And for whatever reason, I'll be just acting normal. Hey, sorry you're late. Shane's fault. My goodness, Fork Thief, you have learned. It's shocking. I don't know if you've even met Shane. In fact, half of the new school who comes to these shows, out of the dozens of people that listen every week, many of you don't even know Shane because Shane's too cool to come to shows anymore. But you know so well that here on the show, we blame Shane. You are correct. Namaste. Nama blame. Stay in blaming. So a lot of these tracks have drums that I really enjoy that aren't necessarily, these crazy big long drum solos or whatever. And I do have one of the or two of those on tonight's playlist. But again, we'll get a feel for how much I can fit. So I'm not, Ron, we've gone over this. Please don't beak me on my own show. Well, you're going to beak me and that's okay. But again, your show, it just sucks. It's unfortunate. It's on nights that I can't do it. Wednesdays and Mondays for me are really, really hard. And like I said, especially right now, unfortunately, one of the hardest things is, having multiple bouts of cancer in and around my life, especially at my workplace. Things are going to get crazier, not less crazier. And I'm doing my best. And I recognize that constantly I'm not always around to support you guys the same way you support me. In fact, it actually makes me feel really bad. So thanks for pointing that out live on air. Cool. But it's fine. So while we're at this, I have a lot of stuff that I want to play for you guys. And I was thinking, I'm going to play a weird track. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time. You know what? No, I'm going to bump up one here. Just because we're fast, I'm going to bump up another fast track and kind of keep it going. There's a band that I love that I play for you a lot. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, it's good, honestly. I don't like talking about this stuff. Hey, Epic Gamer! I don't like talking about this stuff because it's not pertinent to the show and doesn't really bring you any additional interesting information, so... So don't even worry about it. I like this. I love these little emojis that are hopping up. So I'm going to play a band called Enforcer. Now, I've talked about Enforcer a number of times, whether it's been for thrash shows or traditional heavy metal shows. But so I'm going to play you this band. They've been around, since 2000 and something. They're from Sweden. And so they write really fun, sort of classic traditional heavy metal. They are really cheesy, really over the top. And I mean, they have a lot of high energy. Anarchist, hi! It's good to see you. People in Discord can't read your chat. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But so I want to play some of this because Enforcer is known for high energy drums. And like I say, I'm a big fan of any band who fully just embraces that sort of fun, ridiculous, over the top traditional metal sound, especially if they weren't coming out of, the time where that was being pioneered. Who was expecting... Thank you. Who was expecting traditional heavy metal to kind of continue on in today's, day and age? All of the metalheads, yes, but everybody else, no. They're not going to keep wearing the dumb leather outfits and, they're going to progress and they won't be cheesy. Fuck it. Enforcer is amazing. So I'm going to play you a track called Thunder and Hell. My name is Crimsonclad. This is Fullforce Radio. We've been talking about bad drum puns, which turned into poutine, which I am eating. And then, everybody's talking. Now, Julie's talking about Trump's tiny fingies. He does have really tiny hands and fingies. And Speaking of a legion, and speaking of Trump, and speaking of metal, very cool stuff. Nuclear Power Trio is putting the wraps on a new album. So 2022, you will follow me. Perfect. Epic Gamer. And 6 is my lucky number, by the way. Epic Gamer has followed, and you know what? I'm not too proud. I'm glad. You go ahead and follow. If it's because of the color of my eyes, that's amazing. Hopefully they keep you around long enough to enjoy the sound of my music also. But yeah, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna play Enforcer and keep an eye out for new Nuclear Power Trio, which is good fun. Trump with his huge fingies, will put out some new, killer crossover progressive world fusion metal for 2022. Let's do it. Let's play Thunder and Hell. And when we come back, we'll see. I've got so much stuff. We may have to kind of start picking and choosing. This may be a choose your own adventure episode here on Full Force Radio. More poutine. Pounding and poutine. Poutine and pounding. Pounding and poontang. Nothing that I say is safe. Nothing. This is a dangerous show. Yikes. Big yikes. This nice little classical outro there. That's Julia on guitar. All right. There you go. Enforcer off an album called Zenith. Thunder in Hell. Surrender to Thunder in Hell. Surrender to Crimsonclad. Thunder in Hell is what's going to happen to me later on when I 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖎. Yeah, great choice. I didn't know that Julia can sing. She can sing well. She just needs to get over it. We should have a full, ridiculous, full force karaoke night for sure. And she can put us all to shame. So, now that we've done that, the Thunder in Hell is going to be me later on dealing with the after effects of the poutine and the beer. But, yikes! Let's continue on, because I've got so many fun things for you guys. I have so much good music. I just want to play you good music. But it's gonna be rough. Things are gonna be rough. What can I say? All right, so with all that being said, I have more music for you guys tonight. And as we move into the second half of the show, I'm going to continue on. I hope you guys are having fun. Yes. Oh, God, karaoke. Would this be a good place to put a karaoke-ish track? So Things We Believe In, the track that I let off with, 𝖱𝖚𝖑𝖑𝖋𝖔𝖗, is one of my sort of like sing-along in the car tracks. And I've got a couple tonight that I like to scream along with. But what I thought was, earlier this week, you know, speaking of Thunder in Hell and just hell in general, what are you guys watching right now, if anything? I know every time I say this, immediately somebody yells at me like, I don't watch, like, TV. I'm too cool for that. Well, whatever. I mean, I don't most of the time either, but every now and again I'll put on the TV. Fuck you. And so right now, no surprise here. You guys have been to enough shows that you probably recognize that I am a giant nerd. And I read Wheel of Time, the books, many times growing up. And new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, absolutely. Ron is watching me. Okay, cool. But I read those books incessantly, and so Amazon's done a version of it it's okay. It's not bad, but I'm watching it with my nerdy friends, and we're dissecting it because you read A Wrinkle in Time. Yeah, me too. Great book. Is it similar? No, not even remotely. Not even a little bit. All 14 of them more than once. Yes, me too. And you know, just between you and me and the other nerds out there, I love them. They didn't need to be 14 books. They could have been comfortably like 6 books. But I digress. So, you know, Amazon's doing a version. It's okay. But so me and my nerd friends, we meet up and we all, we get there and then we go over at the end of each episode, we have a post-mortem and we explain it to the people who don't read the books. And it's just like a whole thing. There's ritual around it now. But that is done this week. And so we were thinking, oh no, what are we going to do? The finale is tomorrow and that's going to be so sad. You guys are trying to read through Middle-earth before the Amazon one comes out. Good luck. There is a lot of lore in the Middle-earth. You got a lot of ground to cover, my dude. Sail west, my man. Yeah, the Silmarillion. Oh, man. Good luck. It's a lot of work. All of these books are a lot of work. But so the reason that I bring this up is tomorrow is the finale. And I was like, oh, no, what am I going to do for my stupid fantasy fix? Wouldn't you know it? The Witcher Season 2 starts again next week. And so in the culmination of everything we're talking about tonight, new release metal with good drumming, ridiculous nerd fuckery, and the new Witcher series, wouldn't you know that a fabulously talented metal artist, whom, of course, you guys may remember I've done this before, a new cover of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher has come out. Now, I've played every metal cover out there, and I actually used it to introduce you guys to Matt Heafy's Twitch stream, who is obviously the lead singer of Trivium. And he put together on stream with Twitch, with a bunch of people, he put together his own version of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. Well, there's an artist called 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖘, and I've played a bunch of different versions of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher on this show. But 𝖊𝖕𝖘, in a very timely fashion, hi Johnny, in a very timely fashion, has released another new cover of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. And might be my favorite metal version of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher yet. So since we were, joking about bad karaoke and good drums, this might be the point in the show that I insert this track. Just, since we've pounded you now and you're loosened up, we'll just insert coin in the slot maybe after the pounding. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to try, but yeah, and this is another song that is a fucking earworm. It's ridiculous. It's and so what 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖘 does is he does a bunch of albums called Versus Video Games, and he will take sort of video games and properties like fantasy or cartoon or whatever properties, and he'll do metal covers of the songs. And there's quite a few people on YouTube and Twitch who are doing this that are really great. But this cover of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher is excellent. So, some of you have heard me sing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. It's atrocious, and I don't wish it on anyone, but at the same time, it's fun as shit. So, what do you guys think? It doesn't matter what you think, because that's what I'm going to play next. So here's a great place to, a brand new release of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, just in time. Hi, Frank! Greetings to you. So yeah, just in time for nerd fuckery and karaoke and good drums, a metal cover of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. You're all welcome to sing along. I'm going to sing along. You should sing along. If you don't know the words, you'll probably know them by the end of this because it's terrible. This is Fullforce Radio. We're halfway through the show. Tonight's show is all about cool drums in songs that you probably don't expect them. It's not the regular sort of top drummers lists. It's just fun stuff Crimsonclad found for you. It's the bread and butter of Fullforce Radio and possibly even of MSP Waves. But tonight it's not bread and butter, it's poutine. Race to ride along. good, like, fucking triplets. Just it's a great version of that song. So there you go. Bad karaoke, good crim. The Witcher is coming back. Something drums. Ron wants my version. My version is terrible. I did not do it better. That track was sick. The problem with my version is it is from an outdated time. But we could do karaoke at some point. I have to admit that is one that I do like to sing at like people's houses for karaoke. I have a couple of different karaoke songs and we've often talked about it on this show. And since we're getting into the holiday season, it's a little different this year, but traditionally you often go places, you know, with your coworkers or with family, and more often than not you get really drunk and then you do stupid shit, right? That's the holidays in a nutshell. And karaoke is often a thing that you do with your coworkers or whatever. You know, you get really drunk and you end up at karaoke. And so I often talk about how there are some ghost tracks. Square Hammer is one of my favorite karaoke tracks to play, just because it sounds really fun and like nice classic rock and roll. And then all of a sudden I've picked someone in the audience to point at awkwardly and ask about the devil. And that's always a good time. It's always fun. Toss a coin to your Witcher is up there as well, because, you know, in the middle you could be like, now pour him some ale, and just, you know, run around with your drink, and it's a Tuesday for you, not just the holidays. Yeah, agreed. But you know what I mean? You're going around and you're singing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, and you're like, it's good fun. It gives you an excuse to just be completely silly. But yes, so one day maybe we could re-record. It was, for those of you who are involved in the blockchain, there was a hostile takeover of the Steam blockchain. And long and the short of it, a very interesting story that we don't have time for on Full Force Radio. Let me be very clear. But soon, Justin Sun took over Steam Inc., and along with it, a developers fund that was intended to never be used for voting for witnesses, and use that to hijack the blockchain, and it was a whole thing. And so the community rallied together to try and counter this large pile of stake and vote back in, community witnesses to take control of block production around the blockchain. And at that time, I wrote a parody song called "Toss a Vote to Your Witness," and I recorded it because Gandalf asked me to do it, and I never intended to share it with anybody, and I did, and it was very embarrassing. Never again. So now you know, it's out there. I will not play it live on the radio. That would make me very sad. But someday we can all sing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher together. It is a callback. 2 years now. It's been like 2 years. A year? 2? Wild. Absolutely wild. Far too long. Not nearly long enough. Toss a vote to your witness. Never again. So yeah, if you guys are all singing "Toss a coin to your Witcher," I apologize, but by that I mean I'm not sorry at all, and I'm going to continue playing you good music tonight. So let's continue. I have so many good tracks that I want to play for you. I'm going to play you a track by a band that I don't know that I've played very often on Full Force Radio, which is, you know, so I'm going to play you guys a band out of Georgia. You do the Shire credit, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, so yeah, Forks wasn't around during this. But yes, it was a whole version. Toss a vote to your witness. Oh, holders of SP, because it was steam power at the time. Staked steam was steam power. So, oh, holders of SP, oh, holders of SP, oh. I don't remember all the words to the song. Toss a vote to your witness. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look. Anyways, we'll sing along it at some point. Rock the Shire ba. Oh, Lord. Listen, I'm going to play you play a group out of Savannah, Georgia, and they are pretty fucking cool. They're a metal group, but they also do sort of like crusty punk and like stoner rock and little bits of thrash. They're good fun. They're hard to categorize. They've got a lot of great tracks. So I'm going to play something by Kalesa, and I'm going to play you a track called Tired Climb. I don't know that I've ever played anything off this album, so we'll see what you guys think. And if you like it, I will put it away in the old noggin for you, and I will try to work them into more future shows. But all of the stuff that I'm playing tonight has drumming that is really fucking cool. That's basically They're bangers. Na 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 na. Everything tonight is a banger. And by that, I mean basically tracks, hey, kitty girl, tracks that have drumming that I really enjoy. It's not necessarily another tired old rehash of the best drummers in metal or whatever, but I've got some fucking good stuff on this playlist. So if you're willing to stick with me, we will descend a little bit harder and heavier as we go. I am planning to get to some good stuff, and I'm planning to play some crazy stuff, and we'll see just how much I can cram into an hour. What I can assure you is I will continue to keep cramming this poutine in my face. It's weird. Eating on stream, eating live on the radio is strange. And there have been a couple of generous donations that I am not comfortable firing a notification for. So thank you to you. Also, not wholly appropriate. Okay, let's leave it at that. Oh, what a trip Fullforce Radio is. All right, there you go. So, Kalisa, and hi, Sepson. I see a bunch of people. Hi, Marco. Hi, everybody. You're a bit drunk, but look at a party. Perfect. That is how most men usually approach me, to be quite honest. Quite honest. Welcome. It's Fullforce Radio. My name is Crimsonclad. And tonight, Josie and the Pussycats. That's fun. So... Otto is checking out the status of my poutine. I'm getting through it. I mean, it is weird to eat on stream. It is. It's fucking weird. What can I say? But Epic Gamer is suggesting that I can make a band called Blue Eyes and the Woozy Cats. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a cat person, but we could work into something like huskies or dogs, and then we're fucking talking. I'm in on it. And in fact, if you were here last week we talked a little about potentially working our way up to dog rescue, dog charity, etc., etc. Tase all the cats. No, we're not actively promoting animal abuse on this channel. I'm not a cat fan, but I still... When I do volunteer work at the SPCA, I still, I want to be kind to them. I just don't want one in my house. The reality is I think cats are mean and they poop in your home, and I'm just not into it. Litter boxes are not for me. I have a girlfriend who has taught her very smart cat to poop in the toilet, which is great. But at the same time, then you go to the bathroom and you're like, and there's already a shit in the toilet. It's just no thank you. Yes, yeah, I do. I love dogs in general. And so if you were here last week, we were talking a little bit about Full Force Radio. Forget Full Force Radio. It's going to be Full Force Rescue. So I've got some merch designs that I'm working on and stuff like that. And there will probably be some shows where I will try and either raise some money or put forth my own money and do some more animal charity rescue bullshit stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the other thing. This very intelligent cat, she had to buy this special seat. I wasn't talking about yours, although can your fuzzy poop factory poop in the toilet? But she had to buy this special seat for her toilet, and it's like it makes the hole smaller and smaller and smaller, so it like helps them perch on the seat without falling in while they're learning. I mean, I don't know, it's a whole thing. It's not for me. And actually, speaking of a mutual friend between Fork Thief and I, her intelligent cat has these buttons, and it can use these buttons. Thank you. It can use these buttons to ask for the type of food that it wants. And she's all like, she's got these two buttons, and one of them is dry. And one of the buttons is wet. 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 So you'll be in her house, and it'll be quiet, and you'll be like having a nice conversation or whatever. And in the background, you'll hear wet, 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 wet. Fucking ridiculous. Wet. Wet, wet. Forget it. It's not as funny as I think it is, but I think it's hilarious. Just quietly reading a book. Wet, 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 wet. All right. Oh, tonight is just, listen, it was a write-off when you got here. My name is Crimsonclad, Full Force Radio tonight, all about some of my favorite tracks with cool drumming in them. And, that should have been wholesome and awesome, and I was so excited for you guys. Yeah, more music. Sepson's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares, Crimsonclad. And, you're right, but it doesn't matter what you want, and that's the real problem. So I thought it'd be really wholesome and stuff. And so then I started getting ready for the stream. And one of the things that you do on the stream is you get prepped and you do like a little tagline, or you do like a teaser so people know what the show is about. And so I'm like, haha, drum puns. And it turns out that pretty much every drum pun is filthy. And Twitch immediately erased all of my drum puns. Beat me harder, daddy. Did not go over well. Masterful poundings and screaming. Banging and screaming did not go over well. Masterful poundings did not go over well. Slap these skins raw did not. Nope. Even drums for your bums I couldn't do. It's a lot of censorship. It's very rude. Didn't like it. And from there, between that and my poutine, things have gone way downhill. And that's how things work on Full Force Radio. So thank you to all of you guys. I see many of you featured down here in the Discord, floating around at nipple level. And the rest of you who are hanging out wherever you want to watch or listen. Of course, you can do that wherever you like. mspwaves.com, you can watch on any of the cool blockchain related venues, which I highly suggest you do because censorship there is much less likely. So whether that is Vim TV or Theta, you can go to Trovo. And yeah, if you like YouTube or Twitch, you can go there too. Listen, I'm not going to force you to do or be or hear or look at anything you don't want to. But at the same time, probably I am. So what? Deal with it. All right, so let's continue along. I am going to play a track by... I'm going to play a track by a band called 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆. And these guys are like sort of like post-rock, metalcore. They lean a little bit in a direction that I don't normally play on this show. And you guys know one of my favorite things to do is try to be well-rounded. And part of being well-rounded is trying to make sure that I tag Crimson and the Cladettes. I love it. We can get some little outfits for people. I used to lure my dog up here, and he used to lay on the couch with me. But he's like, nah, fuck you. Did Sepultura make my list? No. And the reality is half the stuff that made my list is going to get trimmed off. We know this. We accept it. Crim talks too much and doesn't play enough music. So I'm trying to move us towards at the very least some Carcass and some Meshuggah before we get into some other stuff. So I'm gonna try. This could become a 2-parter, 3-parter, infinity-parter show, but whatever. Let's do it. I'm gonna play you this track called Trading Shadows. My name is Crimsonclad. Experience Beige, which is a Star Trek reference. I'm sorry. God, tonight's a disaster. Have some drums. Oh, hell yeah. All right, there you go, my friends. So everybody started off like, oh, this sounds a little bit more like a guitar track. And yeah, there were absolutely aspects of like math rock in there, not just post rock, but very much math rock. But that was a fabulous track, and the drums completely change that song. Some sick triplets out of nowhere, this perfect ride cymbal. I'm a jazz kid at heart too, like, let's be realistic. So yeah, and then at the end with the motherfucking woodblock. You know what? Cowbells are out, woodblocks are in. Crimsonclad says so. 2022, year of the woodblock. In fact, what about one of those like wooden fish? Do you guys remember in like elementary school when they just like gave every kid some sort of percussion instrument and were like, here, it doesn't matter even if you're stupid, you could probably hit this, right? Have at it. And you know, some people got the thing that was like I don't even know what it's called. The glockenspiel's the metal xylophone fucking marimba bullshit. It doesn't matter. Anyways, whatever. It's some sort of strange percussion instrument. But I remember there's the wooden fish and you just yeah, that. Woodblock and wooden fish. Hashtag recorder metal. My name is Crimsonclad and this is Fullforce Radio. And tonight has been very silly. Like, you're going to Camelot tonight. It's a very silly place. Cheese grater. No, an actual fucking instrument. Not something like, here's a knife. Play with a knife. Just something that, you know, small children will murder themselves with. Cram! Everybody's yelling at me in chat. Listen, I'm going somewhere with this. But in any case, notice the drunk. I see you. I hear you. I acknowledge you. I'm so glad you're all here. I am also drinking. I think you're fabulous. And actually, you know what? It's funny, Sepson, because I also play alto sax in jazz band. Yes, the triangle. The triangle has a hallowed place here in our hearts on MSP Waves. For those of you who do not know, oh, look at this. Another bot. Get out of here, Juliana. You don't get bent. And she's gone. Goodbye. Bye, Juliana. You do not think Crim's teacher let her play actual instruments. Wrong. I played bass guitar, I played sometimes percussion, and I played alto saxophone. So, neener, neener, wainer. Ha ha. Oh, kitty girl. The thing that makes the noise. Okay, so is the gyro, kitty girl is our researcher extraordinaire. Is the gyro the thing with the one weird fucking end that you kind of go like this and it goes, or is it the wooden fish? It doesn't matter. Both of them are great. I love it. So, Vicaro in there was asking, do I like Wolves in the Throne Room? And the answer is, hell yes. And so one of the sort of sad things that's going on is the concert is canceled, and I actually got a number of emails today, which makes me really sad. A bunch of the shows that I was very excited to see, of course, with the way the world is going, once again, the bullshit, everybody's panicking. It's everybody's panicking, and a lot of the venues are freaking out. And so I get the feeling that this will not be my year to go to Tuska in Finland again. But fingers crossed, everybody, fingers crossed that I will still get to do it. But yeah, and one of the bands playing with them I've played here on the show, 𝖭𝖏𝖐, fabulous metal bands. A little sad. So yeah, I'm hoping that I will be able to share some more concert experiences with you guys. And I will be flying to Montreal if things go well in May for Devastation on the Nation, which is another tour that anybody in North America should absolutely fucking go see. But I have noticed that yes, lots of concerts are starting to be canceled again, which makes me upset and angry and whatnot, you know. Gabe is learning about drums. I don't know what an idiophone is, but it sounds like it was made for me. That is a fucking cool looking thing. It's like some kind of big brass fan. It looks like you could slap the taste out of somebody's mouth. There's probably a drum pun that could go along with the idiophone. Any idiot can play this. It's a category. Oh, my bad. See, I can't even read. Reading comprehension is hard too. Let me just eat my poutine and be a fat girl on stream. It's all I'm good for, friends. Yeah, fingers crossed. No, you didn't lose me. I'm still here. I promise. Okay, so let's continue on because we have about half an hour left in the show and I have some long tracks that I want to play for you. So, okay, here's the deal. A lot of this stuff is going to get pushed into a new show because obviously it is. That's how Crimsonclad works. But what I want to do is I definitely want to play you guys some Carcass. I definitely want to play you guys some Meshuggah. I kind of want to play the new Arch Enemy because it's sick and I promised some new tracks tonight. And then one of the arguably best things, its self-deprecation is funny, Sepson. It's hilarious. I don't care. Also, I am a fat girl and I am literally eating poutine on air tonight. So it's not really self-deprecation when I'm quite actually shoving fucking gravy and cheese curds and potatoes into my face on air. And I am not sorry. Canadian or not, I'm not sorry. Fuck you, it's delicious. Okay, so. And people are sending money and it's weird. Please don't do that. Please. I can't believe this has to be said. I never want any of you to feel unappreciated. Please don't send me money with really rude comments, even though, like, they're funny and I often know their jokes and we are often rude on the show together. Sometimes being rude is not nice. So read the fucking room. Just because you send money with it doesn't make it okay. I'm still gonna keep your money. I'm not gonna read your comment out loud. So, you know, think about your life. Okay? For real. Blah. Okay, so there is this one. Some educations are more expensive than others. People. All right. What was I saying? God! Threw me right off. Okay, so there's one album that I want to play for you guys that I can't. Yes, I see your comments and I love you too. I'm just saying. So shush for a second. There's an album that I want to play for you guys and I can't. And there's a song that I can't play for you guys because it's 28 minutes long. And I've played some long ones on the show before, but this is 28 minutes long. And it is fucking fantastic. And it is by a band called Manowar. And I've actually been in the background working on a Manowar 6 Degrees of Mutilation show. Manowar, very important to the metal landscape. A ridiculous band, but literally one of the most arguably successful sort of heavy metal bands of all time. And they are from New York and it's power metal and it's just, it is quintessential, you know, flexing fantasy oiled up men in a fucking loincloth with a sword on a rock kind of metal from 1980. And Manowar are fantastic. They are arguably sort of one of the very templates for metal. And so while I want to get more into their discography, the track that I specifically want to play, I'm going to kind of grab a small portion of, because I'm not going to play 28-minute long song. That's literally how much time there is left in the show, like to the minute. If I played this track, there'd be nothing else. But so this track is called Achilles, Agony, and Ecstasy. Hey, JJ! Achilles, Agony, and Ecstasy in 8 parts. And it's off an album called The Triumph of Steel, which is from 1992. It is one of the best albums. The front cover is this like rippling muscle-clad man with a sword and a hammer, and fucking lightning and fire is dripping off him. And he's just like, ah! It's awesome. It's really awesome. It's what you would see straight up painted on the side of a fucking D&D van. But so I absolutely love Manowar. But this first track, Achilles, Agony, and Ecstasy in 8 parts, is spectacular. And there is this egregious drum solo in the middle of this track. And it starts at the 7-minute mark. And so I thought, mayhaps, we could jump there and we could play a little bit of this drum solo, because it is just so epic. And this particular album for me, and all of Manowar in general, is stop talking it up and play it. No, Sepson, don't be like that. I want to talk about this, so fucking deal with it. That's why you guys come. This particular album specifically makes me think of New Zealand. When I was driving around New Zealand, I did like, I don't know, I was there for a couple weeks living out of a van, and my own panel van, my own painted panel van, because that's a big thing in New Zealand, like cheesy, smelly, sweaty tin can that you live in and drive everywhere. And did just thousands of kilometers, like almost 4,000 kilometers. And this was my soundtrack. It was a whole lot of Manowar. And I'll tell you, listening to the Triumph of Steel and cresting a hill and driving past the craters of the moon and these swamp gases curling towards the sky and these incredible rainbows stretched out over this weird, lush green moonscape. Fucking cool, man. So I'm going to jump to 7 minutes in. We're going to play a little bit of the drum solo. It's going to be a little disjointed because I do want to fit at least 2 more tracks. And we're going to do our damnedest. So this track starts like right around the 7-minute mark. I'm going to do my best. Some drums, courtesy of one of the most epic Manowar albums of all time. Hell yeah. so tempted to let this just play. I fucking love Manowar. All right, there you go. There's some ASMR for you. All right. So as much as I want to keep this going, because the drums actually continue, there is my egregious drum solo for the night. And so Ron is asking me, am I going to play YYZ? I say YYZ because you have to say it that way, but the Canadian Rush way would be YYZ. And no, I'm not going to play YYZ, although that was arguably a great song. It is not by far one of the best Rush tracks, especially for drums. I will say I have had the great joy to see Neil Peart play live many times as a Canadian who fucking loves Rush. And he's incredible. And every show that I have seen, he has this killer rotating drum set where one half is like a traditional rock and roll set and the other half is more like a jazz oriented set. And I went down to Auburn, Washington, and I saw him in an outdoor amphitheater with this rotating drum set, and he played this like 10-minute long freestyle, and it fucking just woof. One of the best things I've ever seen. And so one of the sad parts of losing Rush touring is because drumming is so hard on your body. Neil was basically like, I can't do it. I was fangirling. Neil Peart, the GOAT. Yeah, one of the best experiences of my life. And I still have this shitty, do you guys remember your fucking like iPod Nano? I still have a video of Neil Peart playing the drums on my iPod Nano. I don't use my iPod anymore, but I keep it because this video is now fucking precious to me, and I'll try and find it to share with you guys, but one of the best things ever. Okay, so I don't have a lot of time left in the show, and I really want to play Carcass for you guys, and God, I have so much good music. We're going to have to do another drum show in the new year. I have got a couple of really gooders coming up. So if you're just joining us for the second half of the show, yeah, like 240p at best. It's real. It's so bad. So here's the deal. Next week, I am going to be reinterpreting A Christmas Carol of my choosing via metal songs in lieu of a traditional Christmas show. But coming in the new year, there's a couple different things. I have ordered an extremely limited edition box set repress of one of my favorite thrash bands of all time, and I cannot wait to kind of do an unboxing and a deep dive on them in the new year when it arrives. It's got to come from fucking Greece, but it'll get here, and I'm going to be really excited to share it with you guys. And I got a bunch of stuff going into the new year, so some of these drum tracks will get bumped. I am going to play you a new Carcass track. I love Carcass, let's be realistic. I'm a big fan. But we didn't play a lot of the new tracks. So from Torn Arteries is the newest album that they just released this year. It is really good. And, I had, half the songs I didn't love, half of them I loved. And I would like to forcibly pound and beat you now, if that's okay, with some drumming, but arguably just a track that I really, really liked, my favorite track off the album, called Flesh-Ripping Sonic Torment, because, here on Full Force Radio, we like to really uphold the true metal values, and Flesh-Ripping Sonic Torment is exactly what I would like to do with you. That's not what you were hoping I was going to say, but it's the truth. So I'm gonna play, yes, pound me, baby, beat me harder, daddy. I'm gonna do this so I have enough time to come back and say goodbye, and then we'll see if we can cram in a super old school Iron Maiden track, and the rest will get recycled and saved for another Full Force Radio show. My name is Crimsonclad. Still gotta think of like a stream-safe name for tonight's show, but hell, we'll do it while we are having our flesh ripped and sonically tormented. It's very on brand, what can I say? This track is so good. Ah! It's Julia on the guitar again. There you go. It's a long one, but honestly, Carcass, hits and misses, but this album is good and flesh-ripping sonic torment for you guys. And so Sebson actually leveled up right at the drum part because, like I was talking about, there's sort of like like fucking rolling heavy toms and just boom, 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 right as that sort of crescendo of drums and then that ride cymbal. Yeah, he leveled up. Good man. Cheers to you. He's fucking sassing me for not drinking, but the reality is I wanted to say cheers, so shh. So, on that note, I am going to play the last song of the night. So many tracks. We're going to do another show like this again because I got more stuff to play for you. There are a lot of Iron Maiden songs that have good drumming in them, and I originally wanted to play 𝖊𝖕𝖎𝖆𝖐, but then I wanted to play a cover of 𝖊𝖕𝖎𝖐, and I actually had like 2 or 3 Iron Maiden covers on tonight's playlist, and they all have different reason. In fact, 𝖊𝖕𝖎𝖐 opens with a drum solo, and it's the very first album with Nico on the drums, and they open the album with a fucking solo and a flourish to be able to actually, show off his talents, which is amazing. However, of course, we are going to end the show with the Upping the Irons. So I'm going to play something off Iron Maiden, the album from 1980, and it has those rolling drums. After we were talking about, everybody wanted to play, there's a couple. Obviously, Run to the Hills has great drums. I'm going to play this one. So I dropped an image in the chat for those of you wondering what sorts of things come through that I don't approve, that don't get said on the stream. You have seen it. It's stupid. What can I say? Yes, 3-hour shows. Probably in the new year, we'll just move straight into them. But tonight is not the night. So I am going to play something off Iron Maiden's self-titled album. Not a Bruce, but very delicious nonetheless. A track called Running Free. We're going to get cut off on MSP Waves. But of course, on the stream, everybody will be here to say goodbye. This track has that running free, delicious, delightful drums. And a classic early Iron Maiden album. Maybe a thing you know, maybe a thing you don't. Doesn't matter either way. Get it done. Yes. It's got shades of yeah. Fuck yeah.
Here I go.
Gluten-free Stay 10. Thank you. Thank you for rocking up to follow. Guys, what a fun night. What I was trying to show you there, but of course the webcam wouldn't focus. This is, if you ever look on a vinyl, if you want to know when it was printed, when it was pressed, who handled it, where it came from, this on the sleeve, on the spine, but I couldn't get it to focus. I thought maybe I could, but I couldn't. Can I do it? No. Anyways, doesn't matter. On the spine, there will be a number with the pressing. This is an original fucking pressing, which is sick. Sick! And of course, you guys know, we've talked about this in my favorite Iron Maiden albums, and you know, it's different all the time and trying to pick one, but Power Slave is arguably one of my absolute favorite albums of all time. And this particular version of the album is a 1984 pressing from Capitol Records. It literally is still in the original plastic that it came in. They've slit the side and they've removed the vinyl, and the vinyl's in a protective sleeve. But this is an original 1984 pressing of fucking Power Slave in beautiful condition. So, man, super excited. All right, so there you go. Yeah, Paul Di'Anno, yeah, fucking nice. Agreed. So, with all that being said, tonight's playlist, boy, did it get cut down. We cut Trivium, Alien Weaponry, Headsick, Red Fang, Arch Enemy, Converge, Meshuggah, Tear. I have a lot of different tracks that I normally would play for you guys. But of course, we have come to the end of the show. And what that means is if you want more music, you're going to have to come back another week. We're going to do another show like this. Those rollicking, delicious floor drums that make Crim real happy. All of you make Crim real happy. So thanks for coming out tonight. I'm going to try and name this show something that doesn't immediately get me banned off platforms. But I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the music. Absolutely go out of your way to listen to the 28-minute long song by Manowar. I'm going to finish my beer. I'm going to finish my poutine. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you next week for the last Christmas show, Christmas Carol interpretation. Hopefully, I will see you next week. I hope you had a lot of fun. But for now, I am signing off. Thank you so much for rocking up, following. For those of you who sent money, thank you. 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖆. What a fucking awesome name. 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖆, yeah. And for those of you who sent me money and didn't tell me that you wanted to do terrible things to my mouth, I appreciate you. Thank you for not being a piece of shit. You don't have to send me money. Just don't be disgusting. I'll have more music and fun for you next week. Guys, I'm signing off. Take care. Check mspwaves.com for the whole schedule. Other DJs, other shows, me on Saturday or next Thursday.